I studied that part of our history so hard. I read books like The Battle of Blair Mountain. I highly recommend it. I studied Harlan County, Kentucky, and the way that there was a time when our people was fighting against the coal corporations. That's who the enemy was, until a man by the name of Barack Obama came along and said the same exact thing that our grandfathers had been saying years ago, which is you're poisoning your creeks and streams. The reason you have these cancers you never heard of before is because the coal company has absolutely polluted your part of the world. They've destroyed your part of the world. So, hey, let's clean that up. And the Republicans figured out how to spin that and say the black man declared war on coal and coal is your heritage. And suddenly we had people in my part of the world dressing up like coal miners for Halloween. I've saw my people be played so many times, and I'm watching them be played again by J.D. Vance and his stereotypical book. What his book did was try to create this image that all you got to do is work hard, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you poor hillbilly, and you can be somebody too in this world. But what it didn't tell you was that we live in a country filled with systemic racism. What it didn't tell you is that there's a much bigger world out there with a whole lot of different viewpoints and a whole lot of different beliefs. What it didn't tell you was that you're not the only one in this race. And what J.D. Vance didn't tell you is that he took advantage of Democratic policies to get where he's at. What has J.D. Vance done since he got where he's at to help Appalachia? What has he done? Name me one thing that J.D. Vance did to give back to his part of the world besides cashing in on it with a shitty book. Now, I know that may rub a lot of people the wrong way, and they may go, Brando, you got this all twisted up every way in the world, but I understand that once you've been had and once you've been conned, the guy that's trying to point it out to you sounds like he's got sour grapes, and the guy that's trying to point it out to you sounds insane. But, folks, I know a grifter when I see one, and I also know when someone is put there as a plant to be a yes man to Donald Trump, and that is why he picked J.D. Vance, because just like Trump, J.D. Vance is now trying to distance himself from Project 2025. And as always, I'm going to bring the receipts. So there he is saying he had no affiliation whatsoever with the Heritage Foundation. And then there he is thanking the Heritage Foundation to their face. And here he is saying and admitting out loud that Trump just needs to surround himself with their people, with their yes men that will do whatever Trump wants. Take a look.
I think that what Trump should do, like if I was giving him one piece of advice, fire every single mid-level bureaucrat, every civil servant in the administrative state, replace them with our people. And when the courts, because you will get taken to court, and then when the courts stop you, stand before the country like Andrew Jackson did and say the Chief Justice has made his ruling, now let him enforce it.
And if you want to know the main reason Donald Trump went for J.D. Vance, it's pretty clear, because J.D. Vance pretty much insinuated that he would not certify the election results. He wouldn't do what Mike Pence did. He would do whatever Donald Trump asked of him. Watch how he ducks and dodge on this one. So now Trump has his yes man. He has a guy who's willing to go against the Constitution for him. Remember when Trump said he would terminate it whenever he wanted to? Well, now he's got the guy that would be willing to do that right along beside of him. Now, there's people that's going to say, yeah, but JD did say that he would accept the results. But take a look at this next clip, and it's pretty clear that the only way he's going to accept the results is that if Donald Trump wins. Take a look.